What draws you to being a volunteer is that you get hooked. You come in and you start working with the community. You begin to realize the fact that there's so much that you can do. And there's so much need out there. DAT is disaster action teams. Those are teams that are formed by the Red Cross to go out into the community and to deal with the immediate needs of individuals that have suffered disasters such as fires. I am a DAT team captain, and as a DAT team captain, one of the responsibilities that I have is to lead a team. You kind of get a real feel for the fact that fires are really the #1 disaster that we have. The first thing that goes to my mind is the fact that we've got clients that have just went through a major disaster, and that's extremely important. The family's probably been out there, they've watched all their possessions burn. Or they were away and they come back home and they find that there's fire personnel on the scene and they've lost, in many cases, almost everything, if not everything. And when you stop and you think about the impact that would have on you, you can transfer that to the impact that it has on the family. A call comes in from 911. We try to verify what the actual disaster was. We have individuals all over the place. So we'll call the team members. After we meet on the office, what'll happen is I'll give a situation report, letting them know what we're dispatching out to, what we expect to find when we get there. We'll go through, we'll check our vehicle to make certain that we have all the supplies that we need. And at that point in time, once we've verified that all the members are safe, we're ready to dispatch out. When Red Cross teams dispatch out across the United States, some of the supplies that they bring to each of the fires are food in the way of a case of snacks, water, which they obviously definitely keep on hand for our first responders as well as the families. Red Cross blankets are actually used during the winter months, or we'll use them to shelter an individual who may have run out of the house and not had very many clothes on. In addition to that, we call our comfort kits. And just to give you an example of what a comfort kit looks like, this is one that we have in a plastic baggie. You can see that inside of it usually contains such items as toiletries. Oftentimes they may come into a pack like this, which just makes it a little bit more compact for the families. The Red Cross is able to distribute these a lot easier. It gives them a nice little pouch that they can keep to remember us by. In addition to that, one of the most important items we have is what we call the client assistance card. And this card right here inside this envelope is a card. It looks very much like a MasterCard with the American Red Cross logo on it. And on this card, we load financial assistance for the clients. This last piece really kind of anchors the client to the memory, to a better memory than the one that than the disaster itself. One of my favorites. Most of the children, and even the bigger children, will usually receive a stuffed animal, usually something like a Mickey Mouse, or there might be a nice bear or something like that. I've witnessed some things that were quite sad that kind of stick with me, such as January of last year when we dispatched out to multifamily fire up in North Hills area. We found out that that fire was started by a young lady who set herself ablaze in a suicide attempt, and she did not make it. That stays with you.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
Daryl is one of the finest people it's been my honor to work with in the Red Cross. If I were going to describe him, I would say maybe he's Superman, except Superman quits when he has done his wonderful deed. Daryl never quits.
What I want people to know about the Red Cross is that we're a team of dedicated individuals that exist across the United States. And this team volunteers on 24 hours, 7 days a week. They dispatch out to help the families within their communities. Our focus is on the family. We want to serve the families.